In this episode of Overlanding Baja, we hear stories from the team, take an inside look at the rigs we've been traveling in, and explore the most epic campsite of our journey. It was time to decide what to do with the remainder of our trip. Days were counting down, and every hour is precious. The wind wasn't easing up for surf, so the crew sat down to weigh our options. While they contemplate, let's take an inside look at our four-wheel campers. This entire operation has been kind of a feat when it comes to camping. We have 12 people and 4 rigs. Today is day 9, and we've covered roughly 1,500 miles. I'm sure some people are definitely wondering what that looks like, so we'd like to give you a little tour of all the rigs, see what they're like on day 9, and kind of walk through all the details. Behind me here we have the 350 with the Hawk slide-in and a 6.5 foot bed. This is our production truck. We have 4 big boys that have been traveling this entire time in here. It's got the beefy old tires, it's got the winch in the front, and it's just been a nice little safety in the back of our minds in case anybody's gotten stuck. Let's go check out the next truck. All right, behind me here is the Ram 1500 with the Project M topper on the back. We also have 4 big boys jammed into this car. The Project M doesn't come with anything in it. There's just the king size pull-out bed in the back. So they've had to bring their own power source. Here we have our solar plugged into the Dakota Lithium Power Box 60. Behind me even further, we have the grill that they've brought. Big shout out to everybody who's ridden in this truck. They've brought so much stuff. They've been such troopers. They've earned the title of clown car, and they've definitely been doing a great job roughing it a little bit more than the rest of us. Behind me here we have the 2022 Tacoma with the Fleet slide-in and a 6-foot bed. Thanks to Mule Expedition Outfitters, this truck is our most capable off-road vehicle. The number of upgrades that they did to this thing goes on and on. They got a new sway bar, upgraded suspension, the bumper in the front is brand new with a winch. It's incredible everything they've done for it. During the day, we have 1 couple driving this thing, and then in the evening, we have 1 more sleeping in the camper on the rollover couch. This truck has earned the title of Shadowhawk because first off, it's gray and it's cool. So without further ado, let's go check out my personal truck. Behind me here is my 2015 Ford F-150 with an EcoBoost. On the back is the Project M topper with a 6.5 foot bed. Again, the Project M's do not come built out at all, so everything in the back has been customized by yours truly. I have a sink, a stove, a hot water heater, a refrigerator, a little bench to sit on, and again, it comes with a king-size pull-out bed. When it comes to power, I have a full Dakota Lithium solar system. Up top are 2 100-watt solar panels, and I also have a 100 amp-hour battery. Because this trip had a lot of planning with it, and I also had to do this conversion, my solar setup was done a little hastily, and it's all held in this Rubbermaid container temporarily. But prior to this build, I had a 25-foot school bus or a schoolie that we converted. So downsizing to this rig has been absolutely awesome. It's allowed me to go to places I never would have been able to before. We're really thankful that we were able to have these trucks and campers so that we could get to places that we wouldn't have been able to prior. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was awesome bringing you along with us. With a better understanding of our adventure rigs, let's catch back up with the crew and hear their thoughts about this unique, unplugged experience.
I knew Baja was going to be pretty desolate and deep, but I had no idea really what we were going to get into. Mobbing down dirt roads, not another car in sight, single roads, all 4 campers, dust flying up. We're running 40 miles per hour. The whole camper's shaking. It's been like something I've never experienced.
Something that really surprised me is just the overall landscape. You know, we've taken the rig from dirt road to dirt road. You see all these ecosystems merging together. The Sea of Cortez to the desert to the dunes that lead directly to the ocean. It's just absolutely insane. I do think one of the most beautiful things about this trip is just being able to disconnect from everything and everyone. You know, we don't have any cell service, so one morning in particular, woke up, got out of the camper, and you just see rolling dunes go on for miles right next to the ocean. It was so beautiful.
Good morning. We just woke up in one of the most remote beaches I've ever been to. We're now on the Pacific side of Baja, and yesterday we kept going from point break to point break trying to find waves. Today we'll probably continue that hunt, but for the time being we're just really enjoying this beach.
I always like to start off my mornings with a little bit of meditation and yoga, so it was definitely the perfect spot to do that. It was so relaxing.
How I came here is a funny story. I was traveling a bit Central America the past 2.5 months. Met one of the crew members, Max. We became really good friends. And to be honest, really spontaneously I decided to come off the trip. I had a flight back to my home from the Canary Islands, but I just let it pass. I could not imagine myself a better ending of the trip like this one. And I'm just really thankful for life and thankful for the opportunity I had, thankful for the souls I met on the way. And yeah, just happy to be here, guys.
Clutching the finger, but she can't hold on. Salty breeze.
If you can't surf, you can fish, you can always do something else. We found ourselves in the desert, found ourselves through the dunes, sort of just roaming through and exploring. You feel completely alone. There's absolutely no one around you, and it really just gives you some time to reflect on where you are, what we're doing, and just really appreciate your surroundings.
Yesterday we followed the road of the moon. We drove all day towards the coast. It remembered me, the beauty of this life. Such a feeling to be alive. The salty breeze in my lungs, and back to where I'm from. The salty breeze in my lungs, on and on and on and on.
We wanted to cover a little bit more ground heading north, and we still kind of wanted to check out this spot that none of us had ever been to, although the surf break may not be working. We had heard that this spot was just absolutely gorgeous. You know, we could come up on this landscape that allegedly had beautiful sand dunes that butt right up to the coastline on this beautiful point break. And we figured if we can't score surf, we can at least score an amazing campsite and make the best of this beautiful landscape and get some shots there. Rolling down this hill when we were arriving, it felt like the most untouched paradise of a point break you could ever imagine. These beautiful sand dunes. The sand was so fine it felt like flour, and everybody just hopped out of the truck immediately and just started running up the dunes. We got out some of the surfboards and tried some dune surfing, and everybody was just pretty giddy to get to this spot that was like, I mean, there's paradise, to be honest. It was freaking gorgeous.
Whenever you go on new trips like these, you're going into a place that you've never been to. And being 10 days fully self-contained in these amazing rigs, I mean, it's something you can't really have expectations for. You kind of just, come up with this plan and then see how it goes once you get on the road. But what's so fun on the production side of that is getting completely new footage and completely new landscapes to shoot in. Landscapes that you've never even seen before, where everything is fresh, everything is new, that keep those creative juices flowing, that interest in doing what we love doing. Later that night we did a little sunset shoot, got some incredible shots of the team. Such an amazing feeling capturing a completely new environment and being excited about the content that you gathered from this completely new place.
To be honest, even if there was not the part of the best waves or we didn't score the perfect waves, I could not imagine myself another ending of this trip like how it went. We had an amazing experience fishing, we had an amazing experience camping. We enjoyed these 4 amazing trucks, and as every surfing trip you cannot plan it and you should just make the best out of it, and that's what we did. We had a blast of a time, and yeah, it was not a surfing trip, it was just an experience of life, I think.
Vito said it wonderfully. What we thought was going to be a surf trip was really an experience of life. It's intimidating going to a remote and foreign place. You can make detailed plans, but you can't predict every possible situation. When you have a great group of friends who are able to pivot, sometimes throwing a plan to the wind turns out better than you could have anticipated and puts you in the right place at the right time. But we weren't out of Mexico yet.
2, 3. We could swing by somewhere and pull the code. See what it's saying.
400 miles from the border, my truck was experiencing engine problems that were progressing quickly.
Yeah, let's limp it.
We're limping along, but we're gonna get there. Got a code cleared. We're gonna see how it goes, but seems like we're going about 15 to 25 miles before we gotta reset it. And we're gonna limp our way back to the border if we have to. Vamos!
Eventually, we were stuck on the side of a dangerously narrow road in need of a tow. Not 5 minutes went by before help arrived. A stout man climbed out of a small car with a bag of tools, announced he was a mechanic, and promptly got to work. Thanks to him, we made it across the border. Throughout our trip, we exchanged so many smiles and waves with the locals, but that man volunteering his time to help a few strangers was beyond kind. We'll visit again, Baja. Thanks for everything.